Good morning. Say good morning. That's where you are. Good night. Good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? I got my special guest here, Bobby D. I want to apologize though because I gave out wrong information on the video I put out earlier. I forgot Mr. Dix is on a different time zone, so it's in the morning where he is, and it's late at night here. So things got kind of screwed up. But without further ado, let me introduce one of my buddies here from YouTube. And if you guys haven't subscribed to his channel yet, please go check out his channel, Bobby D and Lisa D. Uh, a black person's point of view. No, life. How you say it, Bobby D?
Bobby D. DC Life in the Philippines. We changed the name about a few months ago.
Okay, okay. Change the
Bobby
name.
Life in the Philippines.
Okay, okay. So how you been doing, man, since the storm?
Hey, Mark, I'm doing good, man. Recovering slowly. It's been an uphill battle. We had no lights and water and for 18 days after Odette. No lights, no water, and TV. And then we had no internet for 3 months. We just got internet a few days ago, man. It's been a struggle. But you know, man, when you want to do something, you find a way, you make a way, you shake a way, you take a way, you break a way, and get it done. Because you stay focused. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't let Odette take me off the game. You know, I let Odette sharpen my game. Because I know I was want to be in the game, and I gotta hit it to win it. I gotta be in it to win it. So ain't nothing gonna take me out my game. I got a mission, man. You know what I'm saying? This is my mission to bring it right, tight, long, and strong to the people out there that need to know about the Philippines.
Okay, now Bobby D, I've seen you done a whole series of videos. There's been a lot of changes in the Philippines when it comes to immigration and people coming because the Philippines is open back up. For those of you that didn't know, uh, if you don't mind, I know you got videos. You don't want to go through everything in the video, but if you don't mind, kind of give us a brief summation of some changes that have come since the last time people were able to enter the Philippines.
Right. Well, that's a good question. Is a lot of people are the doors. I always say the doors of the Church of the Philippines is now open. After 2 years, we shut down like a drum, baby. You know,
One
nobody.
second, Bobby D. Bobby D, one second. Can you turn up your volume a little bit? I got people saying that they can't hear you.
Me? Okay. Uh, hold on. How about now? Is that good?
Oh yeah, they can't hear you now. Something they deaf.
Okay. I got a little mic. I got a headset, but I don't like the weird. So
Okay, okay.
is that, I put it down. Better this way? Okay, hold on. Let me put this on.
Oh, sorry about that, Bobby D.
That's all right, man. These are decent. I gotta put this on. If I just put it around, but let's do it. How is that? Is that okay? That's good. You hear me now? Okay, Lisa, she's checking to make sure she can hear me too. So, yeah, man. There has been a tremendous amount of changes. Can you hear me now? Still can't?
Yeah, can you turn it a little bit closer?
All right.
No, the mic, just a little bit closer to your mouth.
Hold on. How about now?
Oh yeah, see that right there is perfect.
Okay. And I look crazy too, but that's all right. I get it. As long as I get my message over, it's all right. I don't care how I look. It's what you getting out of me that counts. Okay, y'all.
Exactly,
Y'all with me?
exactly.
Y'all with me? Y'all with me, man? Hey, but yeah, there has been a tremendous amount of changes in the Philippines. The Philippines was shut down like a drum for 2 long years, man, and just like most other countries. However, there are changes here. You have to, if you want to come to the Philippines to build, it's now open. I always say, doors of the Church of the Philippines is now open. If you want to come, black man, white man, brown man, blue, red, you can come on. But there are some things that you need to do. Number one, you need to have a negative RT-PCR test within 40 hours, taken within 40 hours of your arrival to the Philippines. Number two, you need to have a valid passport. Number three, you need to have a passport that's valid for 6 months. And number three, you need to have accommodations for where you want to stay and a return ticket. Okay. And that's called a visa, 9A temporary visa. Also, number four, you need to make sure that you're fully vaccinated. Okay. When I say fully vaccinated, I mean if you're taking the vaccination that has 2 shots, you have to have that 2-shot regimen. Okay. If you're taking a vaccination that has 1 shot, such as Johnson & Johnson, you have to have that vaccination. Now, they're not requiring a booster yet, but I'm fully vaccinated and boosted. So, but Have the two shots, and then you have to have number five. You have to have verification of your vaccination. That rhyme. You know what I'm saying? Got to have that verification. How do you get the verification? You go to your state health department, or you go to the WHO website, and you click in there and get your. You have to have a printed, approved website verification. Number six, you need to have insurance. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Insurance. You got to have insurance that will cover your entire stay. You just can't step up in here and say, well, I'm here. Now, you might get sick. You know what I'm saying? You might get COVID. You don't tell them. And then if you do, if you don't have no insurance, guess what? The Philippines government got to take care of you. You know, and they don't want that burden. And you shouldn't want to burden them down like that either. Okay, you with me, Jay? Yeah, you don't want to burden nobody, man. If you like me, I don't want nobody to give me nothing. Open up the door and I'll get it myself. I don't want you to take my bill. I'll pay for myself as long as I'm able. And you have to have that same attitude. When you come to somebody's country, be ready. Okay, have all your ducks in a row, everything requirement, and don't come and say, "Well, I ain't got this, but can you let me know?" They're gonna turn the door and slam the door on you, and rightfully so. Be ready. You know your requirements before you get there. Don't think they're gonna feel sorry for you, because ain't nobody gonna feel. Nobody owes you nothing. Huh? Nobody don't owe you nothing, man. You feel like you're entitled just because you black or you American. I'm American. Get that American stuff out your mind. When you go across those old waters, you cross those oceans, your nationality don't count. It's how you treat people and how you follow the beta rules of the society in which you go in. That's what counts. So get that I'm American entitlement mentality out of your mind. Okay? So those are the rules, my brothers and my sisters. If you want to come to the Philippines, we welcome you to come. And when you get here, man, please do not act a fool. You know what I mean? Don't act a fool with these people. Treat them with respect. Okay? Don't cuss nobody out. Well, you know they mess with me. I'm gonna cuss them out. Now you'll find yourself deported. Yeah, you being locked up in a jail cell with the po be like, who's the man? Who's the foreigner that cussed you out later? That's him right there. Come here, sir. Put your hand. You be doing one of these. Have your head down, the hand behind your back. Taking you to the jail cell, man. To the point. Hey, be respectful to people. That's all you gotta do. Treat people with decency. Treat people with respect. Because when if you like this, if you come to my house, right? I invite you to my house. You come in. You better treat me right, tight, long, strong. Don't cuss me out of my house. Don't act a fool in my place, because I'm gonna kick you straight out. I'm gonna say step. With your disrespectful self, step out the door. And that's the way these people are. You got to treat people with respect wherever you go. Just because I'm American don't mean nothing, man. You know, and I've been out here almost 8 years now. So I learned a lot about how the other people live in life.
I'll
And
be
that
right back, Bobby D. I'll be
okay,
right
man, go
back.
ahead. Go ahead, go ahead. I got you. But I learned a lot about how other people treat people in life, man, and how other worlds and countries live. I've been traveling all over the world. And so, it's just common sense. But the problem is a lot of us come to these countries and we don't exhibit common decency and common sense that your mama and your papa and your mama and your daddy should have gave you when you was growing up. Mm? So you come out here, and then the popo, which is the police, have to show you how to be respectful to your elders and to your brothers and sisters that you come in this country with. Okay? And you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to go out like that. So come in this country and any other country you go to overseas, and I've been travel all the world. It's like Markel. All of these countries, anywhere you go, and if you got this melanin in your skin like me, you're a black man or black woman, be respectful, because they looking at us like we dirt. Okay. You say, well, there ain't no prejudice out there. There's prejudice everywhere, brother, whether you know it or not. Most prejudices, when you go to overseas, are not overt. Okay. That means it's not, we can't see it immediately. It's hidden. Okay. Like in the Philippines, there's prejudice here, but it's not overt. It's covert. They don't call you the N word in front of your face. They wait till you leave. You know? He said, it's I'm black man, he ain't about nothing. And some of them don't like you, man. Let me say this. If you come to the Philippines, most of all, you will be receptive. There may be some, and there's always some, no matter what country you go to, that will not like you simply because you are who you are. You got this
Correct.
melanin chocolate skin like me on you, and they can't stand it. Okay? So get that in your mind. But most of the people will accept it. So when you run into one that don't accept you, just keep it moving. You can't sit up there and say, "Well, you don't like me." Don't start all that. Just move on. Yeah, most people accept, but you got to have that understanding in your mind before you leave, and do your homework. Whatever country you go to, do your due diligence. Check out the rules. Check out the laws. Check out some of the customs, because you don't want to offend nobody. If I come to your house and I know you don't eat pork, and I bring me a pork chop sandwich to your house, you got a right to tell me to step. You disrespect me, man. Step. And that's the same way they treat you. You come to the Philippines and you slap people up, call them all kind of names. They need to deport you as soon as you hit off the plane. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, that's about it, man. I've been living here a long time with my wife, Lisa D, and it's been a blessing. And I'm a living witness that you can change your life. Many of you out there right now want to change. You tired of living in the United States of a doggone America. I know you're tired. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired of being disrespected, treated like a boy when you're a grown man. Sick and tired every time you drive your car, somebody got to pull you over to the side. Whoop, whoop, the siren. And you know what they want. They want to harass you because you're black, because of the color of your skin. I'm tired. I used to ride. I used to drive for Verizon Wireless. I was a network technician going around. You know, people say, "Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?" I did that all over the country. And if I had a quarter for every time I got stopped by a popo, I'd be a millionaire right now. Okay, so I know what it is. Every time they stop, you know what I did? I rolled the window down, put my hands out, and say, "No weapon, sir. No weapon. I have no weapon, sir." Because I know how they want to do us. You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn the game and stay in the game, and it shouldn't be that way. If you want to move, move, and you can find a better way. Markel did it. He's in Colombia, and they treat him with decency, respect. However, there's always a measure of discrimination there as well. Any country you go, but he living fine like Georgia wine, right where he is, and you can do the same thing. Okay, that's it, Markel. I want to talk on the whole show.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. So what's the longest a tourist can stay right now?
Okay, if you're a tourist coming on it's called a 9A visa, tourist visa, or temporary visitors visa. You can stay up to 30 days, 29 or 30 days. Once you have exhausted those 29 days, you can file what's called a visa extension. Now,
Okay.
visa extension will stick in you for another 30 days. So your maximum is 59 days. After the 59 days, you can file for another extension. And you can keep on filing extensions each month for a total of 36 months or 3 years. So once a month extension,
Wow.
once a month extension, and 36 months. After 36 months, 3 years, you got to leave. I don't care where you go, but you got to leave. Okay. You got to hit the door. And then you can go leave out for 24 hours, right? Come back, rinse and repeat. Do the same thing over and over. Now, the types of duration of the extensions are three options. Number one, you can do 1 month extension. Number two, you can do a 2 month extension. And number three, you can do a 6 month extension each time. So you get tired of going every month, but it costs, it costs some money. But I was on a 9A visa when I first got it because I was married to Lisa D, and I would visit every time. And then we got married, and now I'm on a 13A permanent visa. I only go down there once a year. I pay $350 for my application. That's it. But a 9A visa, it can be expensive, but that's all you can do. That's all you can do. And I know a lot of men don't want to get married. It's okay, man. You don't want to get married, you got to pay. You pay to play.
Pretty much.
But that's it, man. There's several types of visas you can get other than a 9A visa. If you're a retired individual, if you're 50 years old or more, you can get a retirement visa. Okay, Philippines retirement visa, and the Philippine retirement visa, the minimum is usually about 10,000. You put down to get that, and they put it in a bank account. It draws interest for you when you pull it out. However, there's other types of retirement visa. There's a military retirement visa you can get, and it's only $1,500. And if you've had you're a veteran, you can get that discount. And so they want people to come here, man, and they want your dollars. They want your Monte Honte. Okay,
Now, how
so
much?
they can.
How much,
Right,
Bobby
go
D,
ahead.
do they need? What's the minimum amount that they need to get that retirement visa? I know you said the 10,000 for the retirement visa, but for the other visa for like military, is it a different amount that you need?
All right. Okay. For the retirement basic retirement visa, if you're 55 or older, if you're non-military, it's 10,000 minimum. Okay.
Okay.
If you're military, it's 1,500. $1,500. That's it. You put that down. They've always put in the bank account and they do as interest. They want to make sure that you're going to be here. That's why they want some collateral to ensure that you got money here. You're investing in this country. You just don't going to jump up and leave. So, and they give you when you get a retirement visa, you can come and go as you get ready. Okay, there's no well, you got to stay 30 days. You can only stay now. Come and go when you get ready. And there's a lot of benefits to the retirement visas. You have discounts at certain places. There's a whole lot of different benefits. I can't think of all of them now, but it's a multiple amount of benefits when you get the retirement visa because they want you to stay here and they want to see you invest in this nation to see it grow. Now, also, ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you this as a side topic to this retirement visa. The Philippines, if you're going to business, you want to start a business here. Recently, the Philippines were a country that they had to have the nation. If you have, say, you had a business start, restaurant, whatever, 40% of that restaurant had to be owned by a Filipino before you could
Wow.
get involved with business here. That's no longer the case. They got a law recently where you can own it 100% investment. If you're trying to get a
Wow.
restaurant or business out here, you can be 100% investment. They did that law change to encourage people to come live in the Philippines, and they realized that they were turning a lot of people off because a lot of people didn't want to do that. I mean, I got to have 40% of my business go into in a Filipino name. You may not want that, so that's a lot of companies couldn't come here because of that. Like big companies, like let's say the McDonald's, or a lot of them wouldn't come out here for that, you know. So that is one way to attract more dollars into this nation.
Now, what about land? Can you get land in your name now, or
Yes,
you still
yes.
can't get land in your name?
Good question. Okay, when you come here, you can get a condominium in your name solely, totally in your name. Okay, you cannot get a house and lot in your name unless you're married to a Filipina. Okay, that's the only way. You have to be married to a Filipina to get, excuse me, a house and lot in your name. As far as land as well, you cannot get land in your name unless you're married to a Filipino person as well. But a condominium, you can get that totally in your name. At least now I was about to get some land recently. We turned that deal down. But so I know land getting everything out here is as far as property. If you're a foreigner, it's hard to get. It's hard to get unless you are hooked up, booked up, cooked up, shooked up with a Filipino. Okay, that's just the way these people are. You
That's
got
how it
it.
is
They
here
want
too.
you to. They're very, very nationalistic out there. You know, they want their money. They want their people to get involved. You know, that's that the way it is out there in Colombia.
Bobby D, people have this fantasy because they see $100 a month for rent, $200 a month for rent. You ain't get that without local help. You need a Colombian.
No,
You got to have
yeah,
somebody
right.
co-sign for you to even get in there. Doesn't make no
Ooh,
difference how much money you got. They're not
whoa,
gonna give you that apartment unless you pay a year, year and a half up
in
front,
advance.
or
Yeah.
you got a local Colombian who's willing to co-sign for you to move into that
Okay.
$100 a month apartment. That's the only way.
$100 a month is good to me. That's good, but yeah, you have to get a co-sponsor, somebody to sponsor you or co-signer. Now,
Correct.
out here, the rent an apartment, you only need to get 3 months upfront rent, and then you give them the first deposit already as well. However, that's a little bit different. But they want out here, they make you give them what's it called? Cancel checks? Pre-written
Oh,
checks?
council
Post
checks.
dated checks. Yeah.
Yeah.
They make you give them post dated checks in advance. So let's say you had a year's contract, you would give them 3 months cash, right, for the deposit, and then you would give them 12 post-dated checks, and each month they
Wow.
would just put a deposit. That's how they do it for foreigners out there. Now, if you're a Filipino, you don't do none of that. You don't even give no 3 months. You just give them start paying cash. You pay cash out here if you're Filipino, but if you're a foreigner, they want post-dated checks. That's how they do. I don't know why or how, but that's how they do it out here.
All right, let's see. Does the military retirement visa only apply to people who retired from the military, or does it apply to veterans that did a couple of years in service but did not retire?
Very good question, JM. It does apply to veterans in particular, not necessarily purpose who retired from the military, but veterans as well. That's JM. JM, what's up, man? Y'all ain't seen you in a while. What you been doing, man? You trying to run from Bobby D? Don't run from me. You can run, but you can't hide. See, I see you right now. I know where you at, JM. I'm coming to your place. Keep it up. Nah, man. Good to see you, JM. I'm just playing with you, man. But yeah, it applies to if you're a veteran. Whether you don't have to retire from the military, but if you have that veteran status, you have a good veteran's service discharge. You got your DD 214. You show them
ID
that stuff.
card.
You
Yeah.
said they're gonna send all that paperwork in, and they'll give it to you.
Okay, and then you only need. So let's get that right. So it's $1,500 that they're gonna put in their bank. You're not
And
gonna have
whatever bank,
access to that $1,500, right?
no, they're gonna keep that long they want to. But whenever you do pull it out, or they say you can get it, you will get accrued interest on that money. So they're investing. You're putting it in a bank, and it's investing. Now, let's say you had you wanted $1,500 to invest. You can take that $1,500. You don't have to put it in a bank, but you can invest that $1,500 in a business investment that they tell you to put it in. Or let's say you want to buy a condo. You can take that $1,500 and purchase toward a condo. That's still investment as well. Okay.
Okay. Now, is there a income requirement besides the $1,500? Because like here, when you go to a retirement visa, you need a minimum of $928 a month. You need to show $928 a month. Now, when you do the retirement visa, you give them the 1,500. Do they have a minimum required income amount that you need to be coming in with every month?
Uh, they do have a required minimum amount. I'm not sure what it is, but I think it's about 1,500, 15,000 a year, something like that. But there's a requirement income as well, because they don't. You can't come in there and show that you don't have no income. So they make sure that you meet a certain criteria of income to get in and to get that visa. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's 12,000 a year, because it's not that high, because they take people that let's say that people that got Social Security, disability, something like that. They count that as well. Cole Black, thank you so much for the donation to Markel Show.
Yeah, Cole Black, appreciate that. Appreciate the donation, sir.
Good to see you, Cole Black. He got the Monte Markel, and he do. That's how y'all do, man. Show Markel your appreciation. This guy does a lot, man. I mean, y'all take it for granted, but I don't. I know he has a pretty busy schedule, and everything he does is free of charge. So when you give him a donation, it's highly appreciated, man. He does a lot of
Definitely.
work yeah, he does a lot of work you don't see behind the scene. Okay.
All right, Bobby D, here's another one for you. What do you know about the VA in the Philippines?
Okay, good question. They have a Veterans Administration in Manila. That's its capital of the Philippines. It's they have a hospital. They can get vaccinations, everything that they have in the U.S. as far as VAs, hospitals, etc. Administration, they have here in the States. I mean, in the Philippines. So you can come out here and rest assured, if you're a VA, let's say you have to draw medicine every so often. You have to do appointments for doctors every so often. You would probably want to live in Manila, because you would have to go back and forth there. They only have one location, and that's in the entire state, and that's in entire country rather, and that's in Manila. So you would want to go to Manila and live if you're dependent upon appointments from the VA, therapy from the VA, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You want to live in Manila, because that means if you lived in Cebu, there's none out here. You'd have to travel back and forth every time. That's about an hour and a half plane flight. And that would cost you a lot of money. Then you have to book a hotel there, and So, if you're coming out here and you got VA concerns, et cetera, you may want to base your stay in Manila.
Yeah, if I remember right, it's close to the embassy.
Yeah, it's not far
That
from there at
VA
all.
clinic is not that far from the embassy.
Not far. I think it's on Rojas Boulevard. But also in conjunction with that, Markel, there is also a Social Security Administration in the Philippines as well, and that is located in Manila as
And-
well. There's a
right in the
VA
embassy.
and a Social Security. So you guys that are coming out here and you say you want to stay 6 months, and then it's time for you to get your Social Security, whatever, you don't have to go to the States and file. You can come
Correct.
right to Manila. You don't even have to go to Manila. All you have to do is get online, tell
And
them where you are,
file.
and then you can file it online. They'll send you your information and give you a confirmation, and you're good to go. All you need is your Social Security number, and a birth certificate, stuff like that. And you can email that stuff to them, and you get your money, stuff like that. That's how convenient it is in the Philippines. The Philippines is very, very much dependent upon the United States for a lot of different things. I can tell you that the Philippines was owned by America for about 40 years. And we gave them their freedom. I think it was 80s, something like that. Anyway, the Philippines was owned by three countries: Spanish, Japan, and then United States was the last one. So we gave them their freedom. So there's a lot of stuff. This country, if you're looking for a country that speaks English and is fluent in English, this is two national language out here, Tagalog and English. Okay, so you're not going to have problem with the language out here. Communication is going to be easy because this country is highly influenced by America and American ways and the society of America.
Okay. All right. Cold Black got a question here. So if I'm a retired vet, 55, all I need is $1,500 for a retirement visa. I can rent a nice condo for $1,000 a month. Thanks.
Yeah,
That's
that
about
yeah,
right.
very nice condo. You can rent you can rent a very nice condo for $1,000 a month, and a lot of people do that. It Cold Black. If you want to come to the Philippines, I recommend you come to it. You probably in Manila is going to be more than that. If you want a nice condo in Manila, you're going to be paying more than that. Okay, more than 1,000. You're going to be paying probably about 1,800, 2,000 more because that's the way Manila is. Everything in Manila is higher. But out here in Cebu, $1,000 a month for rent, it'd probably be okay. And you'll be a nice condo. But keep in mind also, Go Black, that the inflation is going on and things will be a little bit higher. And as when the gas price and the war stops and all like that, things will probably level off. But $1,000 a month, you live good as far as rent, but you got to add in all your other expenses, right? Food, transportation,
Right.
internet, cable, TV. You got to answer all in. You want to do partying or whatever. You got to add in all that. So if you coming out here on a single guy, you need at least about 3,500, 3,000 a month more to live. If you're a single guy coming out here, okay, the
Say that
thousand.
again, Bobby D. Wait.
30,
Bobby D, say that again.
3,500, 3,000 or 30 or 3,000 or 3,500 a month. If you want to live good, okay. And if you want to live like a Filipina, come out here on $1,000 a month, $500 a month.
Now,
You be
how
spoiled.
does a Filipino live? Can you explain that real quick?
They live from hand to mouth, okay, hand to mouth. They live in a one room. They about 15 of them in a one room bedroom, and I don't even call it a bedroom. It's like a shack, and they just leap on the floor, eat off the floor, sleep off the floor, everything they do, and they don't even pay no rent. That's called a squatter's house. They find a little place, they everybody squat, they put up some planks or they put up some cardboard. That's how they live, Filipino style. Because that 500 a month is going to buy your food. That's it, and it might not even buy all your food. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about, Filipino style. You don't want to do that, man. Come out here with some money in your pocket, and then have some money in your bank account for the reserve in case something happens, emergencies. All right. Don't come out here with that. Well, got $500 for y'all, right? You'd be sorely mistaken. They'll be trying. You be on the street like a lot of these guys. Sir, can you spare $1? Can you spare? Give me 100 pesos, please, sir. I said, get out of my face, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got no time for you. You didn't plan. You didn't think. You think you gonna come out here and live off of love with your lady? It don't work like that, Buster. If I take enough time, make enough time, break enough time, shake enough time to bring the type of money I need to live, what's your problem, mister? You got this entitlement attitude? Get away from me. I'm moving. I keep it moving, man. I don't have time for people like that. No sympathy. If I make the time and do what I gotta do, what's your issue? You can do the same thing. You trying to beg somebody to live. Like, no, I don't have time for people like that, man. But yeah, come out here right, man, and you be all right. That's how you do.
All right, Bobby D, do you eat Baloo?
No. I don't I tell you what, man, I had it one time, Love and Freedom. And I said, I had one bite of it. I said, nah, because they begging me to taste. You want to taste it? You want to taste it? I said, nah, I don't want to taste it. Then Lisa said, come on, you can taste it. I said, okay, let me tell you. I said, yeah. It tastes terrible. Y'all don't know what balut is. Is chicken. It's a little baby chicken. And it's
Ugh,
not cooked or nothing. It's right out the egg, out the shell. And this is a delicacy out here. I don't want no part of it.
you ain't the only one. No, thank you.
I don't want no
No,
part.
thank
They
you.
say, huh?
No, thank you, sir.
Yeah, I don't want to. They say it's supposed to give you stamina and all that kind of stuff. I don't need that kind of stamina. But I taste a little bit of it. It tastes like it tastes like a hard boiled egg a little bit, and then but it's a funny taste. But nah, you don't. I wouldn't recommend you eating it, man. They like it out here, but I don't do it.
Wow. Okay. I was reading that from Love and Freedom said a woman was charged with posing as a wounded Marine Corps veteran. Wow. You
A
get that a
woman was
lot,
sure.
Bobby. These people faking that they military when they never stepped in, never put one foot in nowhere.
Posing as a wounded Marine Corps, that means she was getting proud and trying to get
Right.
benefits.
And
That's
it's
what she
people
was
that
trying to
do.
do.
The
Yeah.
VA is massive. They make mistakes all the time. They
Oh
can
yeah.
get a
Oh
name
yeah.
that's close to that name. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
You start getting paid.
And there's people out there that steal identities all the time. All you
Correct.
gotta do is get somebody to write up some fake paperwork, make it look legal, and people just accept it. They don't go and check it. This is right. This now. What you got? Because they got too many next in the line. It's the next. That's how you skip. But yeah, man, there's always somebody over there trying to get over on the system. And I say, when you find people like that, turn them in. Okay, turn them in because they stealing from the government and they ain't got nobody that's been doing it.
Exactly. Let's see. Bobby D, don't forget to tell they besides the 1,500 bank deposit, there's also a $1,495 fee to the
Right.
PRA for the retirement visa.
That is correct. That's for the application of the visa. Thank you so much, Gary. That's for the application of the visa itself. You have the PRA is Philippine Retirement Authority. You have to pay for the application to fill it out. Now, when you fill out the application, it's a lot of requirements you have to have. One of the requirements is a physical. You got to get a physical, a whole bunch. You got to verify your income, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, they make you get a physical. You know why they
Wow.
make you get physical? They make you get a physical because if you're disabled, or let's say you got some kind of sickness or something, there's a different visa for that, and they want you to get that
Oh,
visa versus
okay.
the retirement visa. So
Okay.
they got about 5 or 6 different retirement type visas that you can get. One of the disability visa as well. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff you got to fill out to get that visa. But he's correct. You have to pay the fee for the application. That's involved as well. But once you do that, that's it. The retirement visa here in the Philippines, and out of all the visas they have, is the best. I don't have a retirement visa. I have the marriage visa. What's called the marriage visa. If you're married to a Filipina, you have permanent. You can be a permanent resident. You don't have to leave and come and go and get ready. So that's how I got. But I can't get the benefits like I go to the store and get a discount. This and that. Now retirement people get that. I don't get that. But yeah, retirement visas are the best visas to get if you're 50 plus. You can get one, and you're a veteran. Even if you're not a veteran, you got that 10,000. You know, a lot of people got that 10,000. They get, ain't nothing to them.
Let me ask
You
you,
know.
Bobby, let
Uh,
me ask you something real quick.
uh,
So here with a pension visa, you can't really do a whole lot. It's different when you got a residential visa. With a
okay,
pension visa, it just allows you to come in and out of the country.
okay,
You can open up a bank account with some banks. You
okay,
can open up certain accounts with some places, but it
okay,
doesn't open up doors like it does with a residential visa. With a residential visa, you can pretty much do everything everybody else does. But
okay,
with just the pensionado visa, no, you're very
okay.
limited on what you can do with that.
Oh, that's
Is it like
different
that
here.
there?
Yeah, it's different here. With pension visa, retirement visa, you can do anything that anybody else can do with any kind of visa. That, in other words, the pension or retirement visa is the best. You can do the most with those versus
Wow, here,
yours. You can't do a lot with it. So that's a big difference there between
no,
Colombia and the Philippines. Retirees are special here. The visa is called a special retirees resident visa, or SRRV. That's what it's called, special retirement resident. So they give you special amenities. You have special benefits. So they want you to come as a retirement because you know why? That means your money's gonna come in this country each month like clockwork,
right.
and it's gonna help their economy grow and prosper. So that to me, Colombia may want to rethink that.
Well, they look at it like they want you here at least 5 years. You can
Oh, okay.
5 straight years to get residency. They make it easy
I
though.
got you. I
Once you
got
hear 5 years and you got that residency card, all kind of doors open up for you then.
you.
So
Okay.
it's
I got
totally different at that point.
you.
But
Okay.
those
So they
first
wanted me.
those first 5 years, you just
Right.
limited on you can come in and out of the country whenever you want,
Right.
but
Right.
there ain't much more you can do after that other than you just
Okay.
here.
Okay, so it's a little bit different here. You can, once you get that retirement visa, and you got it made. You can do what you want to out of it, just about legally. Come and go when you get ready, all that stuff. But so it's a little bit different. I can understand their point. They want to make sure that you're not running, just get the visa and
Right.
run out and they'll come back and put money in their country. I
Right.
understand that part of it because to be honest with you, the retirement visa here was revamped in 2021. And used the retirement age minimum. Guess what the minimum retirement age was, Markel?
Probably 60 something.
No, it was 35. The
Well,
minimum
here they don't have
retirement.
a limit on retirement age. There's no
Oh,
limit.
really?
No,
Really?
you could be 20 years old, come here, you got the income, hey, you get a retirement
Wow.
visa.
Well,
There's
that's
no
totally
limit
different.
here.
Well, the retirement age here minimum was 35. And people were taking advantage of it left and right. You know, Chinese was messed it up for everybody out here. Chinese was this 35 and they wasn't retired. They were working out here and stuff, and they didn't want to pay for because a working visa costs way a lot more, right? So they're gonna get a retirement visa. Come and go when you're ready, it's cheap, you know. So when the senators found out about it, that the Chinese were taking advantage of that loophole, they stopped it. Said, "Now, nobody, you got to be real retirement age, 50 plus, and that's it." They changed the age last year, but shoot, y'all got it made out there. If you had a 20-year-old guy out there, he was something retired.
You got 20 years old and you can prove you got retirement income, or you just got income coming in that you can prove. Hey, there you go.
Wow, so y'all need to get the Chinese out there. They were rack. They had a game going on out here, and there's a lot of Chinese out here, man. I'm telling you, man. They call us little China out here. You know, they think that the Chinese is going to take over.
How
But
much
yeah, that's
does a how much is a tomahawk steak, Bobby D?
a tomahawk steak. I don't know tomahawk steak. What is that? I don't know. You talking about a steak? I don't know, man. Tomahawk steak. What is a tomahawk steak?
It's a big steak. That's
But
one of those big ones.
yes, but out here, guys, the beef is not a most people don't eat beef out here that much. They eat pork steak, but they don't eat regular beef steak. Beef is not something that the consumers eat out here at all. Very seldom we see beef out here, and when you do see beef, it's a huge amount. It's very very high. So when we eat out here, I've never eat beef that much anyway. So we buy pork steak. The main foods out here, meats as far as they eat out here, you got chicken, you got pork. They call pork lechon, and you got fish. Fish is one of the they eat fish more than anything else. They love seafood out here. They love it, man. Any kind of seafood, they'll take that above everything else. But those are main things they eat out here. And one of the delicacies out here is called dried fish. I don't know if you guys ever heard of dried fish, but it smells terrible. Y'all, it smells bad when you cook it. Like you ever had chitlins? That's how it smells, and then even worse than chitlins. But they love it out here, man. Dried fish, and it's got a lot of salt in it. That's one of the reasons why the blood pressure is so high. Everybody you turn got high blood because they eat a lot of salt out here. I don't like salt in my food. I make sure at least you don't put no salt in my food. I got enough problems. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when you learn the culture, man, do they eat a lot of pork and fish out there, Mike, Markel?
Well, the main staple is rice and beans, and then
Okay,
whatever meat you want to throw on it. So,
okay,
usually it's pork or it's chorizo sausage, or
okay,
they'll eat fish. They have fish, but the main staple beans and rice. Gonna go with
okay.
everything.
That's the rice. They eat the rice 3 times, and they eat a lot of it out here.
Oh,
I mean,
dude, when
ton
they
of it.
buy rice, they buy
Mhm.
just bags of it just because it's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah,
used on every meal except
yeah.
breakfast. Breakfast, they always eat eggs, tomatoes, lettuce, no meat. That's what they have
Okay.
for breakfast.
Okay, out here they eat rice 3 times a day, every day. Yeah, I can't do it, man. I let that rice go. But to them, rice is life. If you eat out here and you eat the meal, you don't have no rice. It's not a full meal. They'll throw it
No,
back at you. Now, give me some rice. That's how they
the
do out here.
same thing
But
here.
I know rice
Beans,
is rice
frijoles,
is
arroz.
uh,
They got to have it on every meal
yeah.
except breakfast.
How is it? How is it far as spicy? Is their food spicy out there?
No, it's pretty bland. They don't put a whole lot of nothing. It's pretty bland. You got to add they give you a bunch of sauces you got to add in, or
Okay,
you
you
want
add it in.
salt, you got to ask for it, but it's pretty bland.
Okay.
It's not real flavorful, no.
How would you rate the food in Colombia versus the food in, let's say, the United States on a scale of
Oh,
1 to 10? Which is better, USA or Colombia?
because it's not all, you don't have all that saturated
Fat,
sugar, fat,
sugar,
and
yeah,
salt. Everything when you leave the US, like when you leave in Florida airport and you coming back here, you realize all the salt that's in food in the States,
yeah, so much,
all the
man.
sugar.
Dude,
Like,
I
but I
don't need
will
it.
say though, they have the old Coca-Colas here. They don't have the Coca-Colas from the United States, or any of the
Okay,
sodas, or the pretty much all the flavor that's here
right, right.
is different than it is in the States. That's why
That's the
when
way it's
people
out
come
here.
to these countries, they complain like, man, this don't taste right, or this don't taste the same like
Yeah, same
McDonald's,
thing
or
here.
this don't
Same thing
taste
here.
because it's totally different than in the States. In the States,
Yeah,
they got all them hormones and all that stuff they shooting up the
yeah,
animals with. Where here,
yeah.
they on the they eat natural, so it's
That's it,
totally
right. That's
different.
right. Yeah, the formula for the Coke out here is different. Formula for a lot of stuff. One thing out here is different. Chocolates. If you eat a chocolate in the United States, you come out here and eat chocolate, it's a totally different taste, man. That's why people here crave for United States chocolate. I don't know what it is, man, but if you come out here and eat the chocolate they make in the United States chocolate, you'll see that it's a big. The chocolate in the United States is more rich out here. It's a delicacy for United States chocolate out here. But yeah, that happens in a lot of places you go, man. It's always a different taste, and they
Right.
always make stuff differently. One thing you want to look at if you come out here and you go to a fast food place like McDonald's, there's a McDonald's out here, Burger King, stuff right there. You're gonna always find on the menu rice. I don't care what you go on Burger King, you're gonna find rice, baby. Rice, baby. You hear me? They're gonna have some of that rice. I don't care what it is. You go to KFC, rice. You go to McDonald's, rice. That's because the people that's what they expect, and that's what they demand. If you don't have no rice on the menu, they're not gonna buy nothing from you.
Now here they don't have that, but I remember that in the DR at Taco Bell, they had rice at
Yeah,
Taco. I said,
rice.
rice? What the hell?
Yeah. These people out here love rice, and you have to have it, or they will not buy it from you. So, but yeah, you find McDonald's has rice meals, everything with rice on the side, rice on, and it costs extra. But
Right here,
yeah,
no,
it's
no. Here is just like the States. The menu is a
really
little different, but
right.
the basic menu is just like it is in the States at these fast food places. It's no different.
So they have KFC and stuff out there too.
They got KFC. They don't have Taco Bell. You got to go to Bogota to go to Taco Bell, but they got
Okay.
KFC, Domino's, Pizza Hut, Burger King,
Yeah.
McDonald's.
What about
Uh,
Subway?
they got Subway.
Okay. That's one thing I miss, man. I miss Subway. They don't have Subway in my city. They have Subway in Manila. That's it. But that's the only thing I miss out here. Subway. I love Subway sandwiches, man.
Yeah,
That's
they
my
got
thing.
Firehouse Sub. They got a bunch
Oh,
of
I love
American companies
Firehouse.
out here.
Oh man,
They
that's the
got
bomb, man.
Firehouse.
That's the bomb, man. My mouth is watering for them Firehouse sub. That used to be one of my favorite, man. I love that sub, man. They get good food, man. Good food.
They got all kind of big name. They got Chipotle here.
Chipotle. Oh, I love that too. I love that too.
Well, the version of it's Chipotle, but it has a different name. It's the
Different name. Exact
it's the
same menu.
exact same thing, Bobby D. Ain't
Yeah,
no
yeah.
the name is the only thing that the way you go in, the way you get the food, everything is the exact same. Just the name is different.
Oh man, that's awesome, man. So I feel right at home. Yeah.
Now,
I will
do you
feel right at
guys
home.
have a version of Costco in the Philippines?
Oh yeah, they have it's called Landers, Landers, Landers.
Okay,
They got
Landers.
two versions. They got Landers and they got SNR. Yeah, where you can buy a
Right.
bulk stuff and pay a lot of money. Yeah, we had a Landers card, but we found out we didn't buy a lot of bulk items, so it was just wasting. We canceled our card. But yeah, they got that here out. They got two of them.
Just like Japan, rice bowl with eggs or beef or chicken.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it. They have a rice bowl out of that. He know. Cold black no.
Well, here they have something similar, Bobby D. It's called Price Mart. It's the exact same. From the hot
Okay.
dogs that you get at the front door to your way you go in, you
Yeah,
pay for the
yeah.
card, the desk that's
Uh-huh.
there. When you walk in, you think you're back in the States. It's the
Yeah, that's
exact
that's the
same
way
thing.
Landers is. The same
Exact
thing. They
same
have the
thing.
hot dogs, all that stuff, and people to greet you and meet you, and they ask for your card at the door.
That's where your
Yeah, that's
card at the
that's the
door.
same thing.
Everybody
You,
got samples as you walk through. There's a sample on every aisle.
yeah,
Exact same
that's
thing.
it.
The
Exact same
layout is the
thing.
exact same.
And you be walking for hours because it's so big, man, so huge. But yeah, that's how they make their money. I guess they find a business format that works in one country and they transfer it to another, and it works there too. So
Yeah,
it's nationwide.
we got a version of Home Depot here. It's called a home
Okay,
center. Called a
okay,
home center. Laid out exact same way.
okay. Let me ask you this: do you have a Walmart?
No, but they have something similar. They
You
got
got
something
something similar?
similar.
Okay,
Where they got groceries and food.
right.
Clothing, food, electronics, and all that.
Okay,
Jumbos. Same thing.
Jumbo. Okay. They don't have a Walmart out here, man. They talking about trying to get one since they reduced the requirement for businesses out here. You have the 40% Filipino on. They say Walmart's going to be coming out here, so I can't wait. I'm a Walmart kind of guy, man. Some of y'all is not Walmart people, but I'm a Walmart kind of guy. Well, I remember when I went to the United States back in 2018. As soon as I got off the plane, man, I rented me a car. The first thing I did, I went to Walmart. I love Walmart, man. Because I used to live in the USA. My house was like 10 minutes away from Walmart. Every day I went to that Walmart for something, food, whatever, man, something I had to have. But I love shopping at Walmart. That's my thing,
How is
man.
the mail there, Bobby D? How's it
Oh,
getting mail
man.
there?
The mail sucks here, man. I'll tell you, man, it sucks. It sucks, man. You can't send nothing to the mail. You got to use DHL, FedEx, or UPS, something like. You can't send nothing. If you send something in the mail here, it might get to you in a year, 6 months to a year, if they get to you at all. It's bad out here, man. I
That's how
mean,
we
I
talk
went,
about local mail, right? Because that's the same way here with local mail. Local
yeah,
mail here is
local.
called 412 or 432, something like that. And it
Okay,
takes it, Bobby D. The Social Security sends me my tax form right through the
right,
mail.
right.
It goes out January, February. I might see it in July. I might see it in August.
Oh man, that's not good. That's the same as out here, man. You don't want to. I got most of my stuff is electronically delivered because I don't play that game with getting my mail 6 months from now and all that. Nah, I want my mail when it's supposed to get it. So yeah, I don't send anything out in the mail that I want. It's important. If it's something that I don't really care about and I don't want to pay no extra, send it to the mail. But other than that, most of the stuff I send out, or I tell somebody to send it to me, it's gonna be DHL, FedEx, or UPS because the mail out here is called uh, Phil Post, PHL Post. That's what it's called, Phil Post Office. The mail out here sucks, man. And then you have to, like in your country, do they in Manila, Colombia, do they deliver the mail to you?
Yeah, they deliver it to the
Okay.
guards downstairs, and the guards bring it up to me.
Wow, that's nice. Not here. You got to go to the
You
post
gotta go
office,
get it.
baby.
Oh hell no! No,
You
you ain't
got to
gotta
go
leave
to
your
the
house.
post office.
Bobby D, regardless of what it is, you ain't gotta leave your house. They're gonna bring it
Wow,
right here to the gate. The
that's
guard at the
nice.
gate gonna bring it right up there to you.
That's nice. Now here you got to go to the post office, and so we live not too far. The good thing about it, we don't live too far from the post office, so they know me now. I left my we got our they got our number. They text us and we get a mail. So they text us and we come down there. But before that, we have to show up there. Before I gave them my number, we would show up every 2 or 3 weeks saying, "You got any mail? Got any mail?" I got tired of that. So, but yeah, they don't deliver out here, man. It's you got to pick it up.
Wow. Okay,
uh,
let's see. Gary said, "Do you like Jolly Bees?" I remember Jolly Bees.
Yeah, Jolly Bee, man. I love it, love it, love it. You my kind of guy, man. Yeah, Jolly Bee is good. It's like Burger King, McDonald's. Jolly Bee actually competes with McDonald's. That's their biggest competitor here. They're back there neck to neck and neck and neck. But people out here in the Philippines love Jolly Bee. And the reason why is cheap and the food is good. And they got McDonald's beat,
I remember the
the
first time I
price
saw that
wise.
commercial from Jolly Bee. Jolly Bee, how they go?
Yeah.
Uh, something like
Yeah,
that.
they got a lot of places out there in the United States now. They're moving the
Jolly Bee.
international all over. Yeah, Jollibee. They got one in New York. They got one in San Francisco. A couple other places in the states too, and they got them
Wow.
all
Okay.
worldwide too. Yeah, they moving all over, man. So I love Jollibee.
Let's
Their
see.
spaghetti is the bomb. The hamburgers, I don't play that. But give me the chicken. Oh man, they got the fried chicken called Chicken Joy. Man, it's better than KFC, man. I love me some Chicken Joy. Jollibee, hey, give me the spaghetti and the Chicken Joy. That's all I want. Everything else, forget about it.
Uh, let's see. They have a Walmart here. Yeah, yeah. I went to the
Oh,
one that
really?
was in Cancun.
Okay.
Man, it's just like Cancun, just like the States, man. They got a
Okay.
Walmart. They had a what was the wings place where you get all the sauce? Buffalo Wild Wings.
Buffalo
Oh,
Wild.
that's in
Okay, yeah, I know
Mexico.
that's it.
Oh,
Okay.
that's in
When
Mexico.
I went to Mexico one time, but I went to Mexico City, and I don't remember seeing no Walmart. I get we didn't go in the Walmart area, but Mexico's a nice place, but I wouldn't go out there now because every time I turn around, somebody be missing.
Let's see. Good evening, gentlemen. Question for Bobby D. Since you're an Army vet, have you tried to get enrolled at the VA in the Philippines? If so, is
No,
it reliable?
I've never tried to get enrolled in VA in Philippines because I've never had a need to do so. But I got a lot of people that come here that have gotten enrolled, and I'm tell you the story. One guy, I'm not gonna mention his name, he was denied his benefits in the United States, okay, disability benefits. He came here, filed it here in Manila, and he got his benefits that he was denied over and over and over and over again in the States. Okay. So the veterans that here benefit VA hospital and stuff administration here is much better and more lenient than
And
the
it's
one
faster.
in the States. I can tell
It's
you that
faster
for a
because
fact.
they don't have as many vets there to process as they do in the states. It's way
True,
faster there than it is in
true,
the states.
true. And they're more accommodating because it ain't their money. That's little. So you sick man? Okay. Write them up. Give them a check. No, I'm just playing. I'm oversimplifying, but
Yeah.
but I can tell you it is much lenient, more lenient than it would be in the States.
Let's see. Are the utilities consistent?
Yeah, utilities here is consistent, but you'll find that the light bills are more higher than the United
Oh
States
hell,
because they don't have a lot of
aircon.
process. Right, aircon's high. You can run it all day, and they don't have a lot of light facilities, producing facilities here, and so it's a premium. Like they don't have oil or gasoline here, that oil wells and stuff. They got imported. So your utilities are consistent, but you're gonna wind up paying a little bit more than you do in the States. No question about that.
How much would you say an average electric bill is there?
Uh we ours is very low. You know why ours is low? We
You don't
only
keep it
use
on.
it when we got here. No, I don't leave
You
it on
don't keep it on.
because I don't want to get. I don't. I watch. We watch our bill. I'm very, very. Lisa D is very penny conscious. She watches everything. And if I leave a light on in the room, what you doing with that light? I got to cut it off every time. I'm telling you, man, you don't play that. Every time you leave a room, you better cut that light. If you ain't watching that TV, what are you doing when you left that TV on? And so, anyway, she watch every penny. But our light bills, it's about maybe about $80 a month. If I translate it to dollars, it's about $80 a month, and
And
it
that's
could
you
be
not
less.
using it a lot. But if you use it
Yeah,
a lot, it'd probably be about double
and maybe about 200, $300 a month, maybe
about
more.
what it is in the US. About the same
Yeah,
as it is in
same
the
amount,
US.
probably
Okay.
a little higher than the U.S. because they rate the charge when you translate it. The charge is here to there. Usually the charge come out higher here, so you wind up
Wow.
paying a lot more for your utilities here if you use it a lot. But you get sense like I got sense. We come out there, we got to cut that out.
Well,
We
Bobby
got a
D, in
lot
the
of fans.
beginning, in the beginning, they're gonna turn the air on because they're gonna be hot.
Oh yeah,
They're not used to
they
that
going
climate. So in the beginning,
yeah.
it's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. That's what I did till I learned. I had to use some fans. I wasn't used to no fans. And then we bought fans. We used fans. It was cheaper than using your aircon all day long. You know, so we got a lot of fans. We got fans in pretty much every room. And only time we use our aircon is when it's hot during the day and we just stuffy hot with that humidity. We'll turn it off a little while and get the house cool. And then we do it every night when we go to bed for 2 hours. We got a timer on the aircon, so it comes on, and then we click go off it after 2 hours. And after 2 hours, we got it connected to a fan, right? It's a wire, it's a splitter. It's
Right.
connected to a
Right.
fan. So when that aircon goes off after 2 hours, the fan kicks in. So that's how we do. That's how we save money. You got to learn, man. You don't want to burn when you get out here. You got to learn how to do this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Let's see another question, Markel Bobby D. How are you both managing inflation in Colombia and the Philippines? Will it get unbearable at some point?
Okay. You want to go first or you want me to go
Okay,
first?
so for me, it really hasn't affected me that much. I have noticed that food costs here have gone up. Um, I don't take a taxi. I have a driver, but what she charges me hasn't changed, even though I know it has affected her for buying
Yeah.
gas.
Hmm.
Um, as far as anything, oh, now I will say when it comes to the mail and me ordering things from like Amazon or whatever store and then have it come here, that
Right.
cost has significantly gone up. I
Okay.
bought something recently that was right around $600 and it
Hmm.
cost me $225 in fees to just get
Woo.
it here. So
Wow. I'm
so
so
when I
that
bought
bad.
and I just bought my new Apple M1 computer.
Right, right.
That
Yeah, you said
computer,
that.
and I'll tell you straight up, that computer was $2,600. It's
Woo,
gonna
Lord.
cost me almost $700 to just get it here in taxes and fees. So I'm going to end
Wow.
up paying around $3,200 total to get it.
Put it,
So
wow.
so
Wow.
and I always try to, let you guys know when you're coming to a country like this, that's, they're gonna hit you with them import fees.
Right. Right.
Do if you can't afford to do what you do in the States, well, I'll put it another way. If you can't do everything you did in the States with Amazon and eBay, just order it and it's there the
Right.
same day and there's no charge. They gonna hit you over the head. If it weighs a
Right.
lot, you're gonna pay a lot. Put it to you that
Right.
way.
Yeah. As far as inflation here, it is going sky high, especially gas. Gas prices are way, way high. We had a big gas increase about what last week, and it's the highest in history that this country's ever seen. That's because of the war and the pandemic shortages, supply shortages and stuff like that. But they're doing stuff now to bring that down. They're trying to avoid or suspend the fuel tax they have. So because out here, man, you got to have a car, or you got to use your feet, or you guys said feet don't fail me now. I keep it moving, you know. But yeah, taxi, you got taxis out here. Everybody's feeling the crunch of the gas. As far as gas for us, it's, like Marcus said, we live off of U.S. dollars, so it don't really hurt us a lot when you're living off of foreign dollars, U.S. dollars. You may notice it, but you really don't feel it that much on a
No.
day to day buying food, buying groceries, paying your utility bills because you're living off of U.S. dollars. And the people, are the local people here, they're catching it.
Oh
They
yeah, they
catching it
catching it.
hard, man. So
Really
that's
do.
a benefit. That's a benefit when you overseas in a foreign country and their dollar, their monetary system is lower than your dollar. That's a blessing, man. You just a benefit for you, So I don't see it. I see inflation going up, but it hadn't affected me that far. Now, as far as ordering stuff, like Marquez said, order something from Amazon, whatever. They got a company out here called Lazada. It's just like Amazon, okay? And they have what's called a standard fee shipping, which is like 84 pesos. I don't care what you order, usually it's 84 pesos, and then they'll ship it to you like that. So that's one good thing. I usually order stuff from them. I order stuff from Amazon, but they high on their shipping stuff and come to the overseas. So I try to stay away from that. I
I'm
try to
trying to
stay away from
Bobby
that.
D. I can pull up something right now and show you a bottle of $30 cologne will cost you $400 in fees just to bring it here through Amazon. A
Wow,
$30
nah,
bottle of cologne, $400 in fees. So I'm
nah,
telling y'all,
man.
dude, you cannot do the same things you did in the States with these countries when it comes to
Mm,
buying. Now, if
mm-mm,
you're
nah.
accustomed to buying all your stuff online, you better break that habit early.
You better break it quick. And what you want to do, gentlemen, if you come out to Colombia or the Philippines, whatever, bring your electronics with you if you can, okay?
Yes.
Because your charge is going to be higher when you get here. You might have to get an adapter sometime thing for your electronics to work there, but it's worth getting that adapter versus buying it when you get here. Whatever you can bring with you, bring it. Especially electronics. Electronics is they charge you 30% more higher charge for electronics out here. So I'm probably the same way in Colombia too. I'm not
It's
sure.
crazy, Bobby. You look at
Yeah,
something, you go, God. And then that's why I keep telling people that's why when you're in these local countries, they look at you sideways when you got something like this and they go,
yeah,
wow, because
because they
they
don't
know what
have
it
it.
costs.
Yeah,
It may
they
not
don't.
have cost you nowhere near what it costs in that country. That's why they
Right,
look at
right,
you like, wow, you got
right,
that?
right. That's right. They look at you like, whoa, you got that? You got money. And that's why you better not be flashing that bling bling out there because everybody's like, I want some of this. Ooh,
So let's see. Saw your clip earlier. Markel Rio Negro is where the elites live and is closer to the airport. Any case anything pops off in Colombia.
yeah,
There's some that live that way, but it depends on where you are. Because I was in San Antonio de Pareda. I can never say that last part right.
okay,
And there's money there. I'm not gonna lie. There's some mansions out there. There's people that's living well out there, but they're usually local Colombians. There's not many Americans that you see over that way. But there's some spots there where some locals are that they can't afford to live in areas like that. So it just depends on what side of town you're on. But
right,
it's not a bad area. It's not a bad area at all.
okay. Well, let me ask you this: what about the drug scene out there? How does that work? I mean,
The what
this
now?
still. I remember back in the day, Colombia was like drug capital of the world and all like that. Is that still present now?
Uh, well, I'll put it to you this way: if you were here and you were to walk outside in certain areas of town, You
Right.
couldn't walk 5 steps without somebody asking you, "Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you
Uh,
want this? Do
okay.
you want that?" So
Right.
that's still prevalent here.
Okay.
But and I sent Love and Freedom this, and I got something from my man Urban Globetrotter where they're changing the
Okay.
and I mentioned to this to you earlier, the tourism manager,
Right.
what he said and changes that they want to implement. So
Right.
Colombia is not just known as a party country. This is the only reason
Right.
people want to come.
Right.
Um, the background checks about to be implemented right now.
Okay.
Background checks,
That's good.
when it comes to mental health, those type of things gonna get checked
Right.
right away. And a lot of
Right.
people who were getting in before,
Won't get in. Yeah.
persona non grata.
Yeah.
Same thing when it comes to visa. People got visas 3, 4, 5 years ago. When it comes
Right.
now to getting visas, persona non grata.
Right.
So
Right.
I don't know how they're doing that in the Philippines if they're
Well,
trying to
they're
change it up in the
actually,
Philippines.
yeah, they're actually the same. There's the same trend as here. They got some legislation that just was passed. It'll probably be implemented this year sometime. They're cracking down on the background checks. They used to didn't do all that. If you're a felon or what, you're not going to be able to get in. And if you run, a lot of people, you know this, man. A lot of people come to the Philippines to run from the popo. You know,
Right.
they come over here. You know, because they can blend in real good. They just got to go to the province area. Nobody look for you in the province. You know, province like the country area. You can't find nobody, nothing but jungle. You know,
That's like
and
here.
so
People go up in the mountains here. They go up in the mountains.
yeah,
Ain't nobody going up in them thick ass
no,
mountains looking for nobody.
not nobody going up there. They don't even know how to get out there half the time. But they find a way out there and they blend in. But so they trying to crack down on a lot of that, and because there's a lot of predators out there, sexual and child predators,
Here
and
too.
so they're trying to cut down on that. They want to get away from that. Philippines is the number one sex trafficking place in the world and all that kind of. They want to get away from that negative stereotype. So they have tailored the legislation to weed out these doofus. I call them doofus people. You know, you don't want them. You don't want the eyeballs. They want them eyeballs out of here. So they're doing the same thing that your country is doing.
Shout out Bobby D.
Thank you so
Jacqueline.
much, Jack. Jack and Wilkins, thank you so much, man. Shout out back at you, my brother. We always try to keep things right, tight, long, strong, and check out our show when you get a chance. Okay, man. Live in the Philippines with Bobby D and D.
Yeah, you guys haven't subscribed to his channel yet, man. Go check out Bobby D's channel. He gives all this information nightly.
Yeah,
Bobby
I
D
do
be
it,
on a
man. I do
couple
it right.
times.
I do it, man. I'm just trying to come as much as I can because I got the time, and I like doing it. You know what I'm saying? I do what I love and I love what I do. And I do it for you.
Mr.
That's
D
what I do,
said,
man.
I was at Clark Air Force Base. It was so hot I seen the devil on the corner asking for ice water.
Oh man, Mr. B, that's hot, man. He got me on that one. That's how I like snot. Can't get no hotter than that, man.
He said, hello, gentlemen. You can pay for my plane ticket and I will deliver it to you. Well, what I'm gonna start
Nah,
doing
man.
after this last purchase, I'm just gonna start buying flights to go to Miami or to go to
Yeah.
Fort Lauderdale, buy
Okay.
all the stuff I want to buy, and then fly back
Come
because
back.
the import taxes here, dude, are
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it is here. They try to get you, man. If you want something from overseas, you're gonna pay. You're gonna pay us, And then you get it quick, or does it take a while for you to get your stuff, Markel? When you buy something from
Depends on what it
overseas.
is. So if I like
Okay.
the MacBook I just bought, so
Right.
once it gets to Florida, which should be next week, I should get it in another 7 days. But if I buy
Okay.
something like a pair of shoes, it'll take like a month, 3 weeks to a
Wow.
month for me to get it.
Wow. Well, they a little bit
Okay.
rougher there, but we get out pretty decent time here when you order something like from Lazada. Oh, I forgot. They got an Amazon here too. Amazon's now here in the Philippines as well. So
Oh,
when you
really?
order stuff, yeah, they got, but some stuff they can't get to you like that. They'll when you go on Amazon here, they'll say this may take. They'll tell you how long it's going to take. Give you an estimate of the time when it's going to take, how long it's going to take. But most of the stuff, if you buy it on Amazon, you get it just like that. You know. So yeah,
Okay.
they got an Amazon out here.
Let's see. Do you have a contingency alternative in case of the war mongering gets funky, more serious, or do you feel your current countries are a safe bet?
I'm telling you, now ain't no safe bet nowhere.
No, no, no. You always got to have a plan. You always got
Yeah,
to have a
yeah,
plan A, a
yeah,
plan B. I keep a plan C.
yeah.
So for me, if something goes wrong here and I got to get out, which is why I tell people all the time, keep you some credit cards, keep you some money in the bank, have some way. And I always look to see what last minute flight costs in case you just got to grab your stuff and go. So
That's
I keep a
exactly right.
couple credit cards on hand for that I never touch. And my plan is to leave from here. I'm going first to the States, stay at my place at the States for maybe a week or two, and then I'm off somewhere else. I'm not gonna stay in
Right.
the States full time. I don't know if I can go back. I've been saying I'm going back to the States, Bobby D, but it is so hard.
All right, man.
Even just leaving here, going to Florida for a day, it's like, ugh, do I really
Yeah,
want to
you
go deal
miss.
with that?
Nah, home
but
is where the heart is, man.
but I always have a plan B and a plan C. But the number
Right.
one thing I want to tell you guys when it comes to a contingency plan, you can't do nothing without money or credit. You need
That's right.
one of the, you need either one or both. So I don't
That's right.
care that you got $1,500 coming from Social Security. That don't mean nothing if you didn't spend it all for
You
rent
can't
and
get it.
food,
You can't
and you
get it.
got to leave right now. You ain't
Yeah,
going nowhere because the airline want their money. They're not
that's
gonna say,
right.
"Well, can I write you a post dated check?" No, you can go to jail once you get to Florida because that's all you did was commit a crime. So
That's
you
right.
need money in this world, regardless of what everybody
Yeah,
else tell you about. You can live here on $80 and all that lie. You need money to live in this world.
that's right. But same thing, man. You got to have a contingency plan. You got to have money. You have to have cash. You need to have some cash in the bank or somewhere where you can get to it when you need it. And if you can't get cash, I got 3 credit cards. I don't use out here 3 credit cards, and that's they. I got 10,000 on one, five. Have you some credit card with some money on it. So if you got to get you out of here like that, you can give them a card, and you out, you
And
gone,
get the hell out.
And if I leave, huh? Yeah, man. And if I leave here, I'm gonna go. If I got to go, I'll probably go to the United States, like Markel, for a little while, and then fine. But I'm not gonna live there. I'll stay there for a while till I regroup and see what my best options are. But I like Asia. I like Asia. So I'll probably go to another Asian country. But yeah, you cannot go out here and live long term without it because things are so volatile. Look at Ukraine and Russia. You got Americans right now. I just heard the other day that American got killed. He's staying out there with his wife. His wife was sick. He was trying to take care of her. He got killed trying to get bread in the bread line. He was trying to, he had a bread line because the food is shortage. He's sitting in
Right.
the bread line, and the Russians shot everybody in the bread line. So the guy's gone. So you got to have some contingency plan wherever you are in this world, so that if something breaks out, you got to get up out of it like that. You better be ready. You never know what's gonna happen.
And just like here last year when they had that big protest and all that news was going on here in Colombia,
Yeah,
this is why it's important, man. When you come and you live somewhere, you live in somewhere safe. You ain't
right.
in some rat hole where everything can pop off and you in the
Nah,
middle. You got Americans that was in the middle of that
yeah.
left. They
Mm,
left here, Bobby D, because
mm.
they living where all the protesting is going on. They were not
Wow.
safe.
They
They
were
come
living
outside,
cheap.
they might get beat up or shot or
Right.
anything.
Nah, I
So
don't
you don't
play
just come to
that.
these countries,
uh,
man, and just go to any hole in the wall and you
nah,
call it
mm,
good. No,
nah, nah,
as
man.
a foreigner, it matters where you live. It matters
Exactly.
what you do, the way you
Exactly.
treat people, how you
Hmm.
behave. All that plays a part in it, dude. Because you're gonna need some of these very people that you putting down, saying, "Oh, I got $1,000 in my pocket." What do they
Right.
care? Something
They ain't
happens.
mean nothing.
What does that mean? Nothing.
Nothing. That's right, man. You got to have money, and you got to be careful where you live in these countries. Don't take this. So this cheap, man. I can live off of it now. Because as soon as you leave your house, somebody be done wipe you out because you got no security. You know what I mean? You need to have a place that's you're secure, you feel safe. And if you living in $100 a month, I guarantee you ain't got no
Oh
security
hell
there.
no.
You
Hell
living
no.
like a local, and the locals know you're not local. So with this melanin in your skin, you're a target. You got a target on your back, man, a bullseye on your back. So be safe, be smart, and be intelligent when you're in these countries. Don't act like you ain't got no sense. Okay, act like you got some sense.
Bobby, did you got a rabbit or you had a rabbit?
Did I have a rabbit?
Yeah. Did
Oh,
you
do they still
do
have
they
a
still
rabbit? The
have the
rabbit.
rabbit? Oh, I thought he asking you. No, did it? I don't know if you can get a rabbit through AFES. That's a good question. I don't think you
I
still
don't.
can.
I don't know what that
That's
was.
through the military base, Bobby. You probably don't
Oh,
remember
okay.
that
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay. Nah, I don't know nothing
Let's
about
see.
that.
A lot of sickos, yes, sir. I'm not gonna keep Bobby D on much longer, man. I'm sure he got other stuff he needs to get done. So I'm gonna get him
Yeah.
off here in a minute.
All right.
Uh, guess in the chat. What's up, Beach of Life? How you doing?
Love
Couple
and
more
freedom.
Bobby D, and then I'm gonna get you up out of here.
What's up, Monroe? What's up, my brother from another mother? Monroe
Life in
Smith,
North
my brother from North
Carolina.
Kakalaki. What's up, man? He from the north. I'm from the south. He from the north side. I'm from the south side. He got my back wherever I go, man. Monroe's there with me. Good to see you, my brother.
Let's see. Buck Travel, the neighborhood Sabaneta Medellin is local and less touristy. It's a good alternative. You're trying to escape the El Poblado tourist trap.
Okay.
That's a lot of tourists moving to Sabaneta, man. That Sabaneta, it used to be a hidden gem, not anymore. So I made a video earlier, Bobby D, talking about moving outside the city and
Okay.
going to one of these smaller pueblos where it's quieter.
Right.
There's no tourists. You're not dealing with a lot of the stupidity that these tourists brings to these countries.
Right.
So
Right.
that's why I'm thinking about moving like 45 minutes to an hour outside of here
Right.
to
Right.
one of these small cities,
Yeah.
just to get away from all this just craziness that go on here.
Yeah. You have people coming. They don't have the idea. They don't have a clue of what they're doing because they're doing stuff like they living in their own town in USA, whatever.
Right.
And it doesn't work like that. You can wind up getting hurt, man.
And some of them do here. Some of them get
Yeah.
jacked up here, Bobby D.
Really? Okay.
You talking the beach of life. Let's see, man. I go to the movie theaters. I'm looking for the exits.
Come on, that's right. And you better keep your eyes open at every time. You know, you never know what's gonna happen, man. You don't know what's gonna jump off.
You ain't lying, man. You talking to Michael. Let's see. You can go to Guam and chill too. If you have to get out. Yeah, Guam
Yeah,
is
I
not
heard
that
about
far away.
Guam.
Yeah.
I heard about Guam. Only thing about Guam is prices are higher as far as cost of living. It's like United States prices and then even more.
Well,
You
yeah,
know?
it's U.S. territory. They're
Yeah,
gonna hit
I'm
you in the
saying.
head.
Yes, inflation is there just like it is in the US. You ain't gonna live cheap over there.
Yes, sir. Hey, they gonna hit you in the head, Bobby D.
That's right. Right.
Uh, how do we know that the Russians are doing the actual shooting? I think the Ukrainians are doing some of the shooting to foster sympathy and gain support. Don't know. Don't
Hmm.
know. Okay, Brian.
That's a good question, a good comment. Um, I don't think I don't think the Ukrainians would shoot their people. I really don't. I don't think they would shoot each other just to get sympathy.
Oh, okay.
So I don't agree with that one, man. I mean, some people are saying, well, they just doing it, they just doing it. But I don't think that if I was in war, would I shoot my brother to get sympathy for the world? No, it doesn't make sense. Russians are doing this. Russians are the aggressor. Russia invaded that country. Ukrainians didn't invade Russia. Did Ukrainians invade Russia? No. Come on, man. Let's be real. Russians are the aggressors. They invaded a peaceful nation. Instead of settling that conflict diplomatically and amicably and peacefully, they wanted to be aggressive. And so, no, the Ukrainians are not killing each other. That's just Russian propaganda. And I'm against that type of propaganda. Boom, take that, bump that. Now,
Okay. Let's see. Hey, Ryan, thanks for the donation. Ryan
all right,
was.
Ryan.
Let's see. Thanks for
Appreciate
all your
that, man.
contribution. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Let's see. Are you sure when you are desperate?
You're never sure
Uh,
when you're desperate, man. I'm telling you, it's like when you're desperate for something, you do whatever you feel or whatever is appropriate for you at the time. So you're necessarily not sure, but you desperate. If you like you desperate fighting for your life. You desperate. All you need to do is I want to fight. And you're not sure about whatever it takes to do it. You're gonna find a way, make a way, shake away, take away, but you're gonna do it. So you're not sure about anything. You're trying everything to stay alive. That's how desperation works.
let's see. I'll be going to Colombia for the first time this year. I have to give the DR a rest. All right, Ryan.
Okay, I've never been to the Columbia and I've never been to DR, but I hear my nephew goes to the DR a lot, and he says it's
Oh
nice
yeah.
out there. But
Where
yeah,
is he going in the DR? Santo Domingo,
I think it's
Punta
what's the main
Cana.
city out?
Santo
Main
Domingo
city.
is the capital.
Yeah, I think that. My nephew is a police chief. You know that, right? His name is Rodney Bryant. He's police chief of Atlanta Police Department.
Okay.
He goes, yeah, he's chief of police. He goes to the Dominican Republic a lot. He hasn't been able to do so lately because they got a lot of hang up, a lot of crime out there in Atlanta now. But that was his hang out for a long time, man.
Let's see. Russians did not want NATO on their doorstep like Kennedy did not want Russia in Cuba.
Okay, Brian, I think that's an excellent point. Brian, you made a very, very excellent point, and let me just say that uh, I think, and I'm playing devil's advocate here. I think Russia has a very excellent point, and that was a good point Brian made. You remember back in 1846, those you history buffs, you remember about the Monroe Doctrine, right? By President James Monroe. He said, I don't want no European coming on this country no more. Don't I want to see you plant no more colonies. If you do, I will view it as a form of attack. I would view it as a form of aggression to our national security. So that's the Monroe Doctrine. And now the United States uses it. We use it in Cuba when some I think it was Russia trying to plant bombs or things in Cuba to attack us. So now we're gonna execute the Monroe Doctrine. If you bring any missiles over in Cuba, we're gonna attack you, and stop it right there. So Putin has, to my knowledge, I think he has solid ground on that because NATO is doing what? They're surrounding that country with a lot of NATO country, and they're saying that's why he wanted to strike out and try to attack Ukraine. Okay. However, he's feeling sort of funny right now because most of the countries around him are what? NATO countries, and
Yeah.
Ukraine's right next door. So I don't think I think he has some concerns, but the way he handled it is wrong. He should have handled it diplomatically and not invade that foreign, peaceful nation. Okay, so he
Because
does have a point. Yeah,
the Russian citizens are suffering way more than they
yeah,
expect because companies pulled out of Russia left and right.
yes, yes.
They're catching it.
Everybody's gone, man. They're hurting. And one thing you want to know about Russians right now, even the Russians are pulling out of Russia. They leaving. They leaving
They get
because
yeah,
they got nothing now. The ruble is worth almost 1 cent. And the stock market haven't been up in about what 10, 15 days because if they come up, they're gonna crash. And people are lined up at the ATM trying to get money, and there ain't no money in there. So Russians now they're leaving the country. And how are they leaving the country? Because the airspace is banned for Russian plane, right? So they're leaving it by car, they're leaving it by train, and they trying to get out that country like in the groves, man, in the groves. You hear me? And Putin is going crazier and crazy because his army is losing. They losing on the ground. The only where Russia is winning is in the air. They dropping bombs and they shelling. That's it. 12,000. It's estimated that 12,000 Russians have been killed so far by Ukrainians, and Ukrainians have weaponry that will fight on the ground because the United States is applying and other nations is applying weaponry.
right.
So Russia, you did not know what you do. you
No,
mess with the wrong
yeah,
people.
they losing the propaganda war as well. So
Yeah, yeah.
they're getting their message out. They're losing that war as well.
Russia is having hell, man. I'm straight up with you. Russia, Putin put them in a bad predicament. Even the oligarchs out there, the billionaires, Russian billionaires,
Right.
they're feeling it because they freezing their assets and they freezing their passport. They can't travel nowhere and they can't touch their Monte. Putin had enough sense. He had a big yacht, right? He had his yacht sent back to Russia before he started the war. He fought. He knew what they were gonna do, but the oligarch didn't know. He didn't tell them. They
Let's
pissed
see.
off at him right now.
Let's see. Markel, do you believe we'll continue seeing CMP increases to battle the ever rising inflation? Being in that the Hunit P&T Club always help. What is that? Hunit? Hunit?
Mm. 100. He
CMP
said 100. The 100 P and T club.
100.
Yeah, he's saying 100 P and T.
100. Oh, the 100. Okay.
Yeah,
P&T
100.
Club. Okay, so CMP increases. Um, you know what, man? It's hard to say. It's hard to predict because even with this last increase that we got, what was it, 5.9, and inflation went up to 7.1, they didn't even match that. So we're never going. Okay, I'm putting y'all straight up. When you're on disability, they're gonna give you enough just to get you keep your blood water, keep your head
That's it.
above water. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't
Mm-hmm.
never gonna get rich. You
No.
never gonna get to a point where you're doing so much better than everybody else. The government's never gonna do that. They're
Nah,
gonna keep your head just above water. You can breathe, you can survive, you can live, but you're never gonna get what would be the standard.
right,
Okay, you're
right.
never gonna get to minimum medium. What am I trying to say? You're never gonna get to the middle of the road. Okay, you
No.
always gonna have your head just above water. So just
Yeah,
like
the
this year
charity.
coming up. just like this year coming up, say inflation grow another 5, 6%. The most we'll probably see is 3.5, 3.2, something like that. You're never gonna get where inflation is really at. So
Right,
there might be minimal increases, but it's never gonna be something that's really significant
right,
because
right,
they're giving you something. It's not like you're putting it in or you're
right.
earning
Like
it.
you
They're
working for
giving
it,
it to you.
earn
So
out there working, and you're
right.
being
So they're
given
giving it to
something,
you.
and then you're not going to get the most. You're going to get barely enough to make it. That's it.
That's it.
Because
That's why
they
you
say
think
we
the Social
giving it
Security
to you.
system is the way it is.
Right.
You got to be on 6 figures to make $2,500 to $3,000 a month in Social Security. Most
Yeah.
people don't make that kind of money for the last 20, 30 years.
Nah,
That's why you're
nah.
only getting 1,200, 1,500, $1,000 a month in Social Security.
Some of them get
It's not.
500.
Yeah, it ain't designed for you to make that kind of money that you were making every month when you were working. It's not. No,
Nah,
no, no.
they don't
You
have it
said
like that.
500.
Yeah, some people get 500. People with these
Oh,
hourly wage jobs and stuff. And then they talk about, man, I come in Philippines, live over there 500 more my social security. I said, nah, man. Get out of here with
500.
that.
Dude,
Yeah.
you better stay in the States where you know you got some free health care. You can go to a
Yeah.
food line somewhere and
Yeah.
get Section 8. You come into a foreign
Same.
country with $500 and that money run out in a week, then what?
Got nothing, man.
You
Nothing.
don't know nobody. They know there's no Section 8 in these countries. There's no food line you can go jump in
No.
as a foreigner. You coming from a rich country and
Mm-mm.
you got nothing? No.
Right. And then they wind up begging on the streets. There's a lot of foreigners out there begging on the streets right now. I don't fool with them. I keep moving. I don't want to hear your story, man, because it's something that you could have prevented. You know better than that.
Let me ask you this, and I'm gonna get you up out of here, Bobby D.
Uh,
When it comes to healthcare, what's the cost of healthcare there?
okay,
How can you get onto a healthcare plan there for a foreigner who's coming?
okay. There's a lot of different healthcare plans here. Some of them are high, some of them medium, some of them are low. What I do for healthcare here is they have a national plan. It's called Phil Health, PHIL Health, Phil Health. It's like a national HMO plan for all citizens and all residents, or if you're just living here, you can. If you're a foreigner, you can get into it. So that's what I did. Lisa D had it before I got out here, and she added me on her plan. And then they changed the rules where I couldn't be on her plan, so I had to get my own plan. So we have two separate plans, but they're very cheap, man. You can get they cover a lot of stuff. I pay 200 a year, something like that, a year.
Wow.
200 a year, and they cover about 20. They don't cover everything, but they cover about 20% of your expenses, whatever you put in. So you still have to have money from your pocket to do stuff, but they're gonna cover 20%. And Lisa D, since she's a Filipino, I think she put like $20 a year, something like that, $30 a year, something. It's not much for her at all, but they make it more for the foreigners. But yeah,
So
I use that. Go ahead.
and that only covers 20%?
Yeah, it only covers 20%, but it's better than nothing. That's what I use. I used that for Lisa D. She had surgery, what, 3 or 4 years ago. And I had to pay, I think I paid like uh 3,000, 2,000, like that. And they took that money, then they paid 20% of that, and they gave me I got a little check back, for the expenses that they covered. But
So
that's what
you
I
had
use.
to pay so you had to pay it all up front.
You pay your actually they pay the lab costs and stuff like that. That they will bill. They didn't bill me for the lab costs because they know that the Phil Health will cover it, so they bill Phil Health for that. But everything they didn't bill Phil Health for, I had to pay. And then they gave me whatever Phil Health paid out of what I had to pay. They gave me a check back.
Okay. Now question. So you hear this a lot in the Philippines. If you in the hospital, you don't pay your bill, they won't let you out.
That's true. That's partly true. It was. I'm gonna tell you what happened. Lisa D was in the hospital. I told you she was in the hospital, right? So I'm coming up there, say she's ready to be discharged. So I'm saying, you ready? Got your stuff? We get ready to go to the door. Lady said, where you going? I said, we get ready to go. She said, "Nah, you ain't going nowhere. You got to go downstairs first, sir." I said, what you mean? You can sell the bill. I had to go down there and pay. I had to go down there and pay cash. Or we wouldn't. They had a guard at her door. She couldn't leave. So I had to go down there and pay cash. And they made her stay in the room until I paid her. And then I had to come back upstairs and show the receipts. And then they had to call downstairs to the front desk to make sure that this was legit, and then they let us go. But yeah, you can't. It used to be really bad, worse
Wow.
than that. It used to be worse than that. But now they have a law saying that if you even if you can't pay, they can't hold you in. But some of the hospitals are not going by that law. They still hold you in. Okay, there's a law saying you can't do it, but they're still doing it.
So y'all hear that, right? You guys do hear that, right? You go there, you get sick. You didn't spend all your money in Angela City or Angela City, whatever you want to call it, and now
And
you stuck. You stuck like Chuck, and it's accumulating by the day. It ain't
yeah,
just
it
that bill that
accumulates.
you
It
had that
accumulates.
day.
Some people will stay in the hospital, and then they say, well, you can't go. Then the next day they get charged for that day overnight. If you get how many days you stay and you ready to go out, but you can't, and you get still getting charged for those days you couldn't pay. And you still in there, you're gonna charge you for that day. So you got to pay more. So you better have you some cash when you come out here, y'all. Okay, if you got some cash, if you got a good credit, they will take credit cards. Make sure you have a good credit card or cash if you don't have health insurance. But get the Phil Health if you don't get nothing else. They got other forms of insurance that will pay more, but again, it costs more to get those. Okay. I chose to get Phil Health, and that works for me. I always have cash to pay whatever costs we have. And if I get to a point where I don't have, I put it on some credit card, whatever. But always have something to back yourself out because anybody can get sick out here and you want to be ready. Okay.
Bobby D,
Can't
they won't even
depend on
ask
these people to have sympathy.
if you a foreigner. You got to show a way to pay before they even take you.
That's right.
If you
Huh.
don't have a way to pay, you ain't got a credit card, you ain't got a bunch of cash on you, they're not gonna take you.
That's how they do out here too.
They're not gonna take you because that's the first thing that happens is how you gonna pay. Because if you ain't got a
Right.
way to pay,
They won't
and
take
then
you.
we can do for you. We can take you to this other
Uh
hospital down the street here that might do something for you, but we can't do nothing here for you.
Now, do they have insurance? If you have insurance, will they take you? They show them that you have insurance?
Yeah, I have Sura. We have what they call Sura here, and I just
Okay.
upgraded my plan to their top plan. It cost me about $66 a month.
Huh? How much you got? How much?
66 a month. That's one of their
Okay.
top plans here.
Oh, that yeah. Okay, it better be top of that, that kind of money. But it's good though if you get that kind of coverage. But yeah, they probably pay like 80% then, about 70,
No, they pay
75,
it
80.
all. I don't pay
Wow.
nothing.
Hey man,
I have
that's
no
not I wish I
deductible, but I
what?
got lucky. I got lucky
Okay.
because my driver hooked me up with her agent because I had
Okay.
to have insurance, local insurance, because I have health insurance through Cigna, but I
Okay.
had to have local insurance
Local.
to get a new visa.
Okay.
Now you don't have local insurance, they're not going to give you no. You
Yeah, that's
got
the
to
same
have
way.
local insurance to get your pension visa. So
Wow.
that's how I ended up getting hooked up because they put me down as a family member for my driver.
Right,
So
right,
they
right.
gave me that
So you
rate
got on the
instead of
plan.
giving me the foreigner rate.
That's good. You got to hook up. That's good, man. But in the Philippines, you have to have insurance if you stay here. Come to for 9A visa to stay, you have to have local insurance that coverage, and that's it. That insurance coverage has to include COVID-19 coverage,
Yep.
and you have to have it for the entire stay that you're staying in the Philippines. You have to have proof of that. You just can't say, "Well, I got it." You said, "Where's your proof, sir?" You got to have certified letter statement from your carrier. This is what we cover. It includes COVID, or you can't come here to visit. You can't come here at all. That's so you. If you guys trying to come to the Philippines, you got to get your coverage straightened out before you come here.
If I had my wallet, I'll show you, but they got on the back of your that barcode.
Right.
If you got health insurance, everything about you comes up on that barcode. Your
Barcode. Yeah.
insurance, your blood type, where you live, all that comes up.
Wow,
So
that's
they
good,
know
man.
it.
Yeah. Out here, when you come to the Philippines, they got a system called One Health Pass. You have to fill that. Is a form out you fill out with all your information, and then when you get to filling it out online, print it out, and then the key, you have the key, and take your phone and get the barcode. So when you go through the immigration and lines and all that, they can say, "Where's your One Health barcode?" You show that, and they click it, and they got all the information on you. That's another thing they do out here too.
Yeah, so they starting to get it together, Bobby. You just can't come to these countries like you used to and run around and get crazy,
Nah,
and something happens to you. Now the bills on them. No,
yeah, nah, they
no,
don't play that no more, man. That's over
no.
with.
You ain't got
You
no
got to be
health
ready.
insurance. You might as well stay your butt in the states.
That's right. And let Uncle Sam pay for you. get on that. Get on that Obamacare.
All right, Bobby
Obamacare.
D.
All
I
right.
had you on, man. I don't have. Hey, I don't want to keep up no more of your time. I
That's
appreciate
all
you
right,
coming
man. It's been a
on.
pleasure.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Looking
Okay.
forward to getting back on your channel weekly. Let me know when you're
Okay.
ready for that to start.
Okay, man. I'm
But
gonna get with you soon.
okay,
I'm gonna
but
get
other
with
than that, man,
what about what's I'll get with you next week. What you good for next week? Let me know.
hey,
I hope you
anytime, anytime. So just
okay,
give
I'm
me
gonna get
give
with
me one last good word, Bobby D, and we out of here.
well, the good word is that Markel is awesome guy, man. He's a good friend. I've been knowing him for a while. You guys are in the right place with Markel. He's gonna give you the information you need to know as a veteran. He's gonna keep you in the know. He got the details, the know-how to get you what you need to do to get your benefits. One of my guys, he helped him with get his benefits. Terry Fleming is his name. Markel gave him some. He had been denied his benefits for about 10 years. I kid you not. This guy was denied his benefits over and over, but he didn't stop. And he heard Markel gave out some information on the show. He took Markel's information and he applied it, and he got his benefit. And then he got the back pay, y'all. Markel knows what we're talking about. Stay with his show. Check out my show, Bobby D and Lisa D live in the Philippines, a black person's viewpoint. It used to be a black person's viewpoint, but Bobby D and Lisa D live in the Philippines, and we'll take care of you as well. So, Markel, thank you so much for allowing me to come on your show, man. It's always a pleasure to be with a good gentleman like you, a good brother from another mother, man. So, thank you so much. And y'all out there, stick with Markel, okay? You can't go wrong. All right?
All
That's
right,
it, man.
Bobby D. Appreciate it, man. You have a great night or a great
Thank you. You do
morning.
the same. Have a great evening where you are as well. Okay, man. Y'all
Okay,
take care.
man. Later. All right, guys. So I appreciate everybody watching, man. Everybody coming on. I'm sorry I didn't get all of your questions that were on here, but I don't want to keep Bobby D on all night. I will be back live. Hopefully, I can get my man Love and Freedom to join me. And the next time he go live, I'm gonna definitely try to join. He be going live, man, at some strange times. Love and Freedom. I think I caught you live this morning. You were on at like what 4 or 5 in the morning. I I was nowhere near up at that time, bro. But I'll try to catch you next time. But I appreciate everybody again watching the show. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.